My name's Emma and I'm from Engineered Well Pilates, and today I'm going to take you through the roll up. So the roll up is a lovely exercise for stretching out the whole of the back line of your body, as well as really challenging the core. There are lots of different ways that you can do it, so if you find that you struggle with this in class, this is the video for you, because I'm going to show you some different variations for the roll up and how you can make it work for you. So you're going to start off at the top of your mat. Your legs are going to be together, and if you can, you've got the feet pressing down into the floor. If you're feeling already too much of a stretch here, then you're going to lift the toes and you're going to put your hands on the back of your thighs. So you're sitting up nice and tall and you're really pressing these hands into the back of the thighs. The thighs are sort of pressing into those hands. And all I want you to do is to scoop. So you're going to draw the belly button in towards your spine, you're going to nod your head down towards your body, and we're going to start to roll ourselves backwards. Now as we roll backwards, these hands are giving us a bit of support, the belly button's pulling in as deep as it can, like it's trying to fire through your back towards the mat. And you're just gently walking these hands down your thighs as you hollow out the abdominals even more. You're going to go about halfway. And then you're going to pull back deeper through the abs, and you're going to see if you can come all the way up to the top, nice and centered up the middle of the body. From here, we're going to go again. So we're going to roll back, we're going to draw in the abdominals, the pelvis is going to slightly tilt, and then we're going to start to just slide these hands down, just watching for this openness through the collarbone. So our shoulders are never going to be up here, they're always anchored down the back of our body. And then we're going to pull in deeper, hollowing out to come back up to the top. The next option is to continue doing this movement. You might be able to go a little bit lower. So you're always going to see if you can challenge yourself by pulling in deeper through these abdominals, pulling back with these upper ribs, and coming all the way back up to the top. Now, as you challenge yourself, if you feel these shoulders lift up, or you feel you're going off to one side, then it could be that you're not ready for that point yet. So just always keep these things in mind. There's a lot to think about with the roll up. So if that's feeling really good, you might find that you can roll all the way down to flat, going all the way down the back of these thighs. Now this is going to be harder, so you're going to nod your chin to your chest. You're going to flatten these upper ribs in towards the mat. You're going to pull back through the abdominals, because we want to try and curl up and over these hip bones. So we're going to pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, exhale all your air and come up to the top without losing those shoulders. The next option is to bring your arms up so that they're level with your legs. You're going to do the same movement, working through those same levels, so pulling back through the abdominals, planting these shoulders down the back of the body, and just rolling yourself down as far as you can without losing the connection of these legs. You might feel they want to lift up, so that's your point. Pull back more through the abdominals, exhale all the way up to the top. And again, you might take that all the way down towards the floor, one bone at a time. The arms are going to float up towards the ceiling. And if it's comfortable for your shoulders, you might take them behind the head. But see if you can keep these ribs heavy so they don't lift off the mat as you move these arms backwards. So now with the straight arms, you're going to nod your chin to your chest as if you're trying to take your head between your arms. Ribs are heavy, and I'm going to roll all the way back up and over those hip bones. Nice little shudder in the voice and the abs. Now, if that is a challenge, you're ready to have the arms up, but you're just finding that little bit, there's just something not quite right there. You might want to grab some weights. Now, this sounds a bit crazy, but actually these weights are going to help. So these are 1 kilogram little weights. If you haven't got these to hand, you could use tins of beans or soup. Just something that you can hold in your hands. If you've got a circle, like this circle here, again, you might want to hold one of these. So there's kind of options, and these just make it a little bit easier to get back up. So the palms will face down, the shoulders are down the back of the body, and again, you're going to roll all the way down, one bone at a time, trying to stretch every single bone to touch that mat and turn. Now here, I would recommend just keeping the weights up towards the ceiling, and then nod the chin to the chest, and you're going to peel one bone at a time all the way back up to the top. and pause. And then you can set those weights down. So from there, the next option, so many options, which is what I love about the roll up. You can really vary it to how you're feeling and your back is feeling on a particular day, is you could straighten out the legs. Now, if you've got really tight hamstrings, this could feel a little bit uncomfortable here. So you might just want to soften the knees and just keep working with that soft bend. Feeling this reach through the heels, you can have a little stretch forward at the top. And as the hamstrings loosen, you can work towards a straighter leg. So here, again, you could use weights. You might not need weights. Let's see how we get on. So those legs are together, inner thighs are strong. Arms are up in front of you. You're going to nod your chin to your chest. You're going to pull back through those abdominals and we're going to start to roll down. Now, as I roll down with my legs out straight, I'm going to reach these heels away from me like I'm pushing against a wall because I want to try and limit how much I slide along my mat. So I'm going to push these heels away. I'm going to keep my shoulders down, keep trying to articulate that spine one bone at a time all the way down. My arms can go behind the head without the weight. Arms come back up. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest, flatten these ribs, keep my tailbone long. So the tendency here now as we come up is it's going to want to tuck towards you. So really press these legs down and towards the mat. Try and keep this pelvis still and neutral. Curl up over the top of those hips. Curl, curl, curl. Pull back those abs. So it's the last thing to move. Now from here, we're going to stretch forward. But we're not going to hinge forward. We're going to do a Pilates reach. So we're going to feel our spine shoot up towards the ceiling. So we're going to lift out of the hips. And now we're going to stretch up and over barbed wire. So how much can you pull those upper ribs back in towards your body as you reach the fingers and the heels long? Roll back from here, pulling back those lower abdominals, one bone at a time. Push these feet away. Push, push. Shoulders are down the back of the body. We're rolling bone by bone. Now for more of a challenge, you might keep your arms here, glue them to the sides of your ears and see if you can come up with the arms always in line with the ears. Nod the chin to the chest. Exhale. All the way up and over your barbed wire. Pull back those ribs, just slide those shoulders down and pause. So those are a couple of variations. Let me show you the circle. So with the circle, you can do the same movement pattern. It gives you a deeper connection to your core, which can be obviously great for getting back up to the top. So your arms are out in front of you with long fingers. You're not squeezing the circle, you're kind of just giving it a little hug. There's just a bit of pressure there. And the same kind of teaching points apply. So you're going to reach these feet away. And now with the circle, what I love about the circle is you can really, and you could use a biscuit tin if you've not got a circle to hand, just something round that you can hug with your arms. You've got this sense of pushing the tin away, the circle away, as well as those feet. So we're stretching, pushing away through the heels and the circle as we pull the abdominals in the opposite direction. It's this big two-way stretch and it feels super yummy when we come back up to the top. So from here, we're going to nod the chin to the chest and we're going to push this circle away from us as we pull back through those abs. Push the circle away, pull back through the abs. Exhaling all the air and coming up and over for that stretch at the top. And there you have it. So that is in essence, your different variations for the roll-up. So you can then have a lot of fun with the roll-up. You can vary the tempo, really challenge that articulation, that control. So you might roll down and come back up, trying not to fling the body. So a lot of people, you kind of get stuck and then you see this hoiking up. You want to keep it, articulate one bone at a time coming up. The other things to note with the roll-up, which I see quite a lot, is people have typically one side that's stronger than the other. And that side is always going to want to fight the weaker side because it wants to help out, basically. And in that instance, you might feel, if I show this with bent legs, that when you come up, you'll feel yourself be pulled over to one side and you'll end up doing this sort of circular motion to get up to the top. Now, what I would always say is don't do that because you're only going to make your strong side stronger and we want to balance out the body. So only ever go to that point, going back, where you can feel like you're completely hugging your middle, everything is working evenly, and you can get back up to the top without that swinging over to one side. If you feel that you're not sure whether you're doing that, sometimes it can be helpful to hold like a broomstick or a pole, and then when you come up, you've got almost a spirit level in front of you to give you that guide as to how evenly you're working. I mean, nothing beats having, you know, somebody there in front of you watching you closely, but that's just a little tip if you are at home and you're just wanting to check out how evenly you are. So what else can I say about the roll up? Great for finding out whether you've got any little niggly bits, any tight bits in your back. So as you roll on down, you might find that there's an area where you can't quite get those bones to touch the mat. They sort of come down in one. And it's great just to note that, just to note those areas of tightness. And every single time you're going to see if you can use the abs, use the breath to really flatten, stretch out those kind of niggly bits. And you can almost hang out there for a bit and just, you know, come a little bit more slowly up through that point, just trying to really stretch out those kind of niggly areas. And that makes it a great ab challenge. Try coming up 1 centimetre at a time, going down 1 centimetre at a time. You will feel those abs. So last thing I would say, nice little challenge point, if you find you've mastered the roll-ups, you feel quite happy with your form, slow it down, like I've said. So you're going to roll back, kind of to a point where you feel, you know, you feel like you're really challenged to hold that point. And you're going to lift the arms above the head. You're going to pull back deeper through the abs and lower the arms back down. And you're going to lift these arms. Can you hollow out the body more and lower it back down? You should get this sort of tremor through the body, but it kind of feels strong. And then you're going to scoop yourself all the way up to the top and pause. So that's the roll up. Great exercise for stretching out the whole back line, for strengthening the core, and for just really tuning in with how your body is feeling. And you can do that, you know, you need just a few minutes. You could just do a couple roll ups, maybe when you're lying in bed, do them to get up in the morning, and do them to lie back down at night. Have a go. Check out the video, give it a try, let me know how you find it in the comments below. And while you're here, why not subscribe to my videos? So these are personalised videos for your body's individual needs. And I'm Emma, Engineered Well Pilates, and that's engineeredwellpilates.com. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.